Hey everyone, Brian from All Day Ruckoff here, and today we're finally putting together the Heritage GR1 review. This pack came out well over a year ago. I bought it back in January of 2019. I've used it since a ton. There's some things I really like about it. There's some things that I don't like so much about it. So we're going to be going through all the details of the pack and then kind of my observations on it since I started using it over a year ago. I've shot this video 4 different times. This is time number 5. None of them seemed good enough, and the thing that spurred this one is that GORUCK actually dropped the price. When this thing released, it was $595 for the 21 liter pack. Now it's down to $395, so quite a bit cheaper. Seems like it was time to reshoot the video, and I think there's only like 23 of them left in stock. Here's the front of the pack. As you can see, there's no webbing. It's a slick design. It is the 21 liter GR1, and it's made of wax canvas with some leather accents throughout. I'm going to point out all those locations as we kind of get through the pack. On the top up here, you can see that there's a Velcro area. That's because I put some Velcro tape on mine. This doesn't come with that. It actually has a GORUCK leather patch on top of it. Give you a little bit better view of that. And I like it. It looks nice. It's clean, but I still like putting my own pouches on there, which is why I've got that leather Velcro patch that I put on there instead. There is a slant zipper, which is found on pretty much every GORUCK pack out there. The one thing that I like about this, not only does it go to the bottom, so you have a bunch of room in here, but because this is wax canvas, I feel like you can actually fit more in this outside pocket. So if you have a GR1 already, then you know if the bag is stuffed, it's really hard to get things into this front pocket right here. But the way the wax canvas fabric is, I feel like that there's a little bit more give and that you can actually stuff things in here when the rest of the bag is full. So I do like that about the front pocket. Looking at the bottom of the pack, you can see that it's leather, the entire base of it. It turns out really, really nice. I mean, I've been using this thing for over a year. There's no cuts or anything in it. It does look like it has some use, but it adds some originality to the pack. And I mean, no one else's leather on the bottom of their pack's gonna look the same as mine. So I kind of like that. I really like how leather wears in. I like how wax canvas wears in. So that's one of the reasons why I was pretty excited about this pack. Quickly look at the side of the pack, made of wax canvas, no webbing. Look at the back of the pack. You can see that it's got the same thick shoulder pads that you would find in the traditional GR1. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pads back here, which is further proof that this is a 21 liter pack. The 21 liter GR1 is the same size as the 20 liter Rucker. It just has the extra laptop area, which is kind of where that extra liter comes from. Speaking of the laptop area, slide these shoulder straps over the back, zipper it down right there, throw in a laptop. There is a frame sheet in this as well, which is nice. I wouldn't really ruck with this pack, but if I was traveling and I was meeting up with a ruck club or something and this was the pack I brought, I would be fine throwing some weight in it and going for a ruck. Probably would not be doing ruck PT because I don't even want to think about what would happen to the base of this bag. Ruck dragging leather on concrete. It would be ugly. You'll notice that there is currently a loose thread right here. I've got to clip that. It didn't come on the bag, but after, I guess, 13 months of use, it's bound to happen. So we'll be clipping that when this video is over. Flipping the shoulder straps back around. You can see that they're sewn into the base of the bag using what GORUCK calls the bat wing, but it's just basically a piece of fabric on here so that the strap does not sew directly into the bag. One thing I do want to talk about before we get inside the pack is the top handle. And I've got an entire video dedicated to the top handle. So if you'd rather just check that out, It's going to be at the top. You can see that the top handle is actually off center when it comes to the shoulder straps. So it's shifted a little bit in one of the directions. If you're someone who's very OCD, you don't like this, then you're never going to be able to get over it. And I want you to know that. My wife is one of those people, and every time she sees it, she asks, how can you live with a handle that's slightly off center? And it doesn't bother me, but when it comes to buying an expensive bag, I definitely understand that you'd probably want it to be perfect. So at $595 and now $395 still, I can see how a off-center grab handle could be an issue. Just gonna throw that up there again. You can see where this leather lines up with this shoulder strap, but on this side, it does not. So it's kind of interesting. It's got about an extra inch over there. Like I said, I have an entire video on this where I actually got a replacement GR1 from GORUCK, and it was worse off than this one was, so I sent it back. But you can watch that out if you're curious about that whole thing. I will say the top handle, it does have leather on it, which is another piece of leather accent on this Heritage GR1. There also is a port right here under Velcro for hydration exit hose. So if you do want to run a bladder through this, you can, no problem. Again, would probably not be using this at an event, but for rucking a couple miles with a ruck club, you know, getting out there having some fun, maybe a short hike or something, I can definitely see this thing working, no problem. Now we're going to get into the bag. Clamshell opening, as you'd expect from a GR1. We're going to start on this side right here. We've got this top pocket, mesh pocket, which is how the rest of the GR1s are built. Top pocket, great for your keys, great for your wallet, great for things that you want to reach in and grab quickly out of your pack without, you know, really getting into it and opening it. There is a leather logo right here. It says GORUCK GR1 built in the USA Heritage. The Heritage GR1, they only made 300 of these, so it is a limited edition. It was also made in the USA back when GORUCK was still making packs in the USA. So they've been sitting on the shelves for a while. I'm going to give you a closer look of that, but it looks nice. It's a nice little feature on the inside. One thing that I really wish they had done is individually numbered these. I've gotten a number of limited edition products over the year, and I always love when they're individually numbered. They could have stamped on the leather, 1 out of 300, 2 out of 300, etc. It really would have added, I think, a lot of value to the bag. Then you know that you actually have a limited edition piece of gear, especially for that retail price of $5.95. I think at that price, having the numbering in here would have been really cool. Mesh pocket on the bottom, it's nice. Store your cords down there, store some food down there. No complaints at all. It's just like the rest of the GORUCK packs. Flipping this thing over, we've got 3 rows of webbing. We've got 6 columns. So you can run a pouch on top. You could hang a bladder off here. There's hundreds of things that you can do with webbing. Here's that exit hole right here if you want to run a hydration hose out the top of the pack. There's a document folder area down here as well. So if you want to put papers in here, put a magazine in here. Whenever I run 2 laptops, I'll throw one in the laptop area. I'll throw one in here. Just like I guess if I was going to run a tablet, I'd probably throw the tablet in here. It is a 21-liter pack. This is where 20 liters of the space is in this giant area. If you know about GORUCK packs, then you already know what you're getting into here. One thing I do want to talk about, and I didn't notice it originally because it wasn't happening, but I've noticed it over the course of the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. And I've actually had a number of people write in about this on some of their other GORUCK packs, which I find pretty interesting. One of the most read posts on All Day Ruckoff is about the changes that the GR1 has gone through since when it first came out to where it is now. And there's a number of different items on there. one of those items is right by the zipper. So some of the older GR1s are finished along this zipper line right here, and some of the newer ones are not. And I believe GORUCK's going to be going back to the finished look on it. And one of the things that that does is it prevents this kind of fraying from occurring. And so I'm going to try and give you a better view of that here. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about. There's threads popping up here on top. And those are coming out of this area right here, which is kind of how the zipper's sewn in. So some of the older GR1 packs, they've kind of got this covering over this area, which prevents this fraying from happening. So I want to say over the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 months is when I've really started to notice this fraying occurring. I don't know if it's going to get worse. I don't know if I clip all the fraying threads, if that will fix everything. I really don't know. I guess time will tell. And hopefully Scar's lifetime guarantee will fix up any issues if this results in any issues. You can see another good example of that right here. So I'm just going to throw this bag around, see if I can get the camera to focus right there. And maybe you can check out those threads, hopefully. Overall, I really like the pack. For $595, I'm not sure if it's worth it. Given the off-center top handle, these fraying threads, I just don't know. But for $395, it's a really cool piece of history. GORUCK only made 300 of them. It celebrates the 10-year anniversary of the GR1 being released. So it's kind of a piece of GORUCK history. It's made of wax canvas. It's the first time they've made a GR1 in something that's not Cordura, built in the USA. With all that said, the things that I wish they had done differently, and I said I would get to this again, that top handle, if it was centered, I really wish that they would have put the numbering on that internal logo. That would have been really cool out of 300. I wish they would have finished the edges of the zippers. And then finally, besides of course it coming in 26 liters, because that would have been really nice. Finally, I wish they'd used USA hardware on it. The original GORUCK GR1 used USA zippers. The zippers that are used on the Heritage GR1 are not made in the USA, just like the zippers on all the recent packs are not made in the USA, but I think if they'd used USA hardware on it, that would have been a really cool throwback to the original GORUCK GR1. I think that all those things would have just added a bit of extra value to it and really have made it a cool Heritage pack. Not that it still isn't a really cool pack, because I like it, and despite any of the flaws with it, I'm keeping it, and I love using it. I just think it's worth noting that that would have been pretty awesome. As I mentioned at the beginning, this thing retailed at $595, a lot of money. It's down to $395 right now, which is still a lot, but it's the first time it's ever been discounted. If you were on the fence waiting for a price drop, then hopefully this video kind of helped you get off the fence on either side, whichever side's right for you. If there was something here that annoyed you about the pack, hopefully it wasn't me, then hopefully that kind of sets you up to not buy it so that you're not disappointed when it shows up. And if there was something you weren't sure about the pack, then hopefully this kind of helped answer any of those questions. And again, if you have any questions about this pack, leave a comment. I tried to do a quick rundown on it without getting too in-depth, because it really is just a GR1 made in wax canvas, but I'm more than happy to answer anything in the comments. Really hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. If this thing helped you at all, please give it a thumbs up. It's a really quick thing to do, and it is awesome for me. I appreciate it. And then finally, huge shout out to everyone who supports on Patreon, patreon.com/alldayruckoff. I truly appreciate the support, more than you guys probably know. So thank you for that. And thank you for watching this video. As always, don't forget, attitude is everything. Keep yours positive, and drink hard, rock harder.